Tonight on News Channel 12 Live at 6, some Western Kentucky University students are speaking out after the presidential election.
Plus, a vacant job on WKU's campus. Find out who is no longer in the position.
After a sunny and mild week, we're going to have your next rain chances coming up.
12 Live at 6, where commitment makes the difference.
Welcome everyone to this semester's final News Channel 12. I'm Will Puckett.
And I'm Marcus Browning. Thanks for joining us. Today marks 1 week since the presidential election in which Donald Trump pulled out the victory. The results have caused controversy all over the United States. CNN reporter Tyler Beckham gives us an insight to one of those protests.
Hey, you don't look to compromise.
Cell phone video posted on the website for the OSU student newspaper The Lantern shows one angle of an anti-Donald Trump protester getting shoved down 4 to 5 stairs inside the student union before punches start flying. 10 TV obtained student cell video of the incident from multiple angles. In this video from the top of the stairs, the man shoved doesn't appear to have any idea what was about to happen.
I decided to start filming just in case something like that happened.
OSU freshman and Donald Trump supporter August Painter says he's attended many political rallies and events, but never seen anything like this.
A couple of blood spots on the floor, I guess, where the guy had hit his nose, I think. I've never seen anyone actually try to hurt another person like that before.
As you can see on August's video, the man responsible is taken away by OSU police. And soon, a handful of students on both sides of the presidential debate begin to calmly discuss their differences.
I think the guy's a scumbag. I think he's going to betray you. I'm right to have that opinion.
August says this is what he had hoped to do by attending the rally.
We were here to sort of talk peacefully to people if they had any questions about what Trump supporters actually believe.
As for that shove he captured on video,
was this legitimate or was this staged?
To me, the tackle hit was real. The girl shoving him was real.
He's quick to point out that this isn't the type of thing any Trump supporters he knows would carry out.
We don't just attack people. We want to talk to people. We want everyone to be unified. This is one nation under God. We want people to feel that way.
Protests are not just on the national level. They've reached WKU's campus, leading to some serious issues. You can see here in this video, students gathered near Pierce Ford Tower on campus last Wednesday to voice their concern over the election. The protest led to police taking several students into custody. Both Trump supporters and anti-Trump supporters participated in the protest. After those campus protests, President Gary Ransdell and student body president J. Todd Ritchie sent out a campus-wide email addressing student safety concerns. The email targeted actions made by some students towards minority groups on campus. It also gave locations that students can go to on campus if they feel threatened, and also suggested downloading the app called Rave Guardian for more secure safety. This is the second email sent by Ransdell in regards to those protests.
A forum for change after a few controversial incidents within the Greek community. The National Panhellenic Council has decided to advocate for unity. Juniors LaRosa Shelton and Ambriel Critchfield have reached out to a number of faculty to speak at the forum. NPHC and the Student Government Association are working together to develop a bill that penalizes anyone who may discriminate against race, gender, or culture. The bill won't include a fine, but instead require the accuser to perform a community service project with the offended organization. The forum is set for next Monday, the 21st at 6 p.m. in DSU 3025. There is now a new position to fill on WKU's campus. Alex Kennedy, now former Greek advisor, told the Greek community she is no longer in the position. She went on to apologize for a series of election posts on social media. Though she is no longer the Greek advisor, she says she will continue to work in student activities as the coordinator of leadership and volunteerism.
President Obama is on his final overseas trip while in office, trying to reassure the country's allies. The trip includes stops in Athens, Greece, Germany, and Peru. CNN's Michelle Kaczynski has more.
President Obama touches down on his final foreign trip in Athens. First at home, where the incoming Trump team feverishly prepares to run America, the outgoing president addressed the press and world after what he didn't think could happen did.
And that's why ensuring a smooth transition is so important. It's not something that the Constitution explicitly requires, but it is one of those norms that are vital to a functioning democracy.
That sounded like both reassurance as well as a dig, almost a warning, as he's asked point blank, are you concerned about a Trump presidency?
He is coming to this office with fewer set, hard and fast policy prescriptions than a lot of other presidents might be arriving with. I don't think he is ideological. I think ultimately he's pragmatic in that way, and that can serve him well. Do I have concerns? Absolutely. Of course I've got concerns. You know, one of the things I advised him to do was to make sure that before he commits to certain courses of action, he's really dug in and thought through how various issues play themselves out.
He said in his meeting with the president-elect last week, Donald Trump did express a commitment to NATO, despite his rhetoric on the trail, and is now rethinking what parts of Obamacare he might preserve.
I think it's important for us to let him make his decisions, and I think the American people will judge.
Wanting to put some optimism there, even as his still shell-shocked party picks up the pieces. The president saying reflection will be healthy for Democrats and for Donald Trump.
There are going to be certain elements of his temperament that will not serve him well unless he recognizes them and corrects them. And if things get worse, then the American people will figure that out pretty quick. And if things get better, then more power to him. And I'll be the first to congratulate him.
President-elect Donald Trump will take control of the White House on January 20th, 2017. And now joining us, Jessica Dobson with the weather, first weather that is. What's it looking like?
You know, guys, it was kind of chilly this morning, but we've been stuck in this really just broken record pattern of warm sunny days and cooler nights. And, you know, we actually could see changes to that coming up. We're going to be tracking that next rain chance with some changes coming up in our next system that's going to be coming across the area. We're going to have a major cold blast that we could see by this weekend, which are going to bring a lot of changes to that pattern, which those are good changes in terms of rainfall, because for the month of November, we've seen trace amounts, and that trace amount is really just contributing to that dry air and those wildfires that are actually plaguing eastern Kentucky and much of the south actually too. A lot of smoke can be seen in eastern Kentucky in places like Hazard, and that's causing a lot of problems for those areas. And hopefully we get enough rain coming up on Friday. It looks like that we're really going to be able to make some changes, and those areas are going to finally get some relief, including us too. If those that drier air and those warmer temperatures continue to plague us, that could be a problem that we could potentially see too. But we're going to talk about those major patterns coming up this weekend. I'll have your weather coming up.
Thanks, Jessica. And find out how students are now using Legos for more than just toys.
And if you like what you hear, stay tuned to find out where you can see a new artist live. Welcome back. Bowling Green's Lost River Cave is bringing a live concert series to the park. Photojournalist Riley McCracken has the story.
The event itself is called Lost River Sessions Live.
Last I saw her, she was doing fine.
So what these are, it's a kind of an extension of our television show. So we've done a program that basically featured live local musicians from around the area, but we were looking to do a radio program as well as a live concert series. So we combined the two, and we're going to start on a regular basis doing these shows now over at the Capitol Arts Center.
The old men were dying, the young men were helpless fools.
So it'll usually be 2 or 3 bands at a time. They'll play. If everything goes well, we'll try to do one each month. And so each band will play, and we'll also broadcast the concerts live over our public radio station.
She was crying by the riverside. Look what time has done to me. Oh, Alice.
So our next concert is actually going to be November 17th, and it'll be at the Capitol Arts Center. So that's here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, right in the downtown area.
Rock them gals that can rock me. Rock them gals that can rock me. Rock them gals that can rock me. Learn how to rock me.
Kenny Rollins are going to open up, so they'll be the first act at 7 o'clock, and then at 8 p.m. the headliner is an artist named Billy Strings. The event is $10 per ticket, and that's for general admission seating, but if you are a student, you can either buy a ticket in advance online for $8, or at the door, if you show your ID, it's a $9 ticket.
Again, the concert is this Thursday at 7, and you can get tickets to the concert online in advance or at the door. Acapella was pitched perfectly through DSU's auditorium on Sunday night. The WKU Red Shirts and Troublemakers performed their annual Hilltopper Acapella Fall Concert using only their voices. The male and female groups gave renditions of songs by popular artists like Prince and Adele. Acapella alumni were among the audience and returned to the stage to join in on some group favorites. The WKU Troublemakers and Red Shirts are set to perform together again in the spring. Many citizens have answered the important call when it comes to defending our freedom. Western Kentucky University continued the tradition of honoring veterans last Friday. WKU ROTC program hosted a wreath-laying ceremony for those who served in the Korean War. Retired and active military personnel gathered for the ceremony. WKU hosted a welcoming event for incoming students also last Friday. Head for the Hill is an event offered by the Office of Admissions twice during the fall semester. The event offered an expo on the different departments at WKU, campus tours, on-site admissions, and information on financial aid, housing, and much more. Head for the Hill hopes to give future Hilltoppers a more in-depth look at the opportunities WKU offers. This was the last Head for the Hill for the fall, but more will be offered in the spring of 2017.
WKU students in the American Sign Language minor attended an interesting event to try out their signing skills. A deaf culture event was held last Friday at Southern Lane's Bowling Alley. People in the community who are deaf or of hard hearing are encouraged to come to the event to meet others with similar disabilities. Another deaf culture event will take place this Saturday called Signing with Santa, where kids get to communicate with Santa through sign language. Kentucky students put their engineering skills to the test in a regional robotics competition. Teams met to compete at the district level at the Nicely Center Conference on Saturday. First League Lego is a mentor-based STEM program for kids ages 9 to 16 years old. Students must work together to build and program a Lego robot. Teams earning points by presenting a project to a panel of judges and by completing missions with their robots. Qualifying teams will advance to the state championship held at Northern Kentucky University, held on February 4th of 2017. It's that time of the year again, and it's not usual to pack on a few pounds. However, there are also a lot of different ways and places to stay in shape. At Barco, classes explore a recently developed workout technique. They combine isometric training with a ballet bar to create a no-impact, high-intensity workout. While some equipment is used, like a ball or resistance band, during the class, the technique mostly uses the body weight. Barco has an upcoming open house event on November 26th at their Fairview location.
A triathlon in the Preston Center? You heard that correctly. A local group went a little non-traditional this past weekend on WKU's campus.
And Jessica will give us a look at our forecast for the weekend. It's coming up.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
After a really chilly morning and we had cooler temperatures or warmer temperatures this afternoon, excuse me. We saw those temperatures skyrocket this afternoon. Right now we're sitting at mid to upper 60s across the area. Nashville 69, 64 in Bowling Green, and 64 in London. As we look at our daily almanac, we're going to see we saw a high temperature today of 67 degrees. There we go, 67 degrees and a normal of 61. That's actually 6 degrees above normal. Do a little math there. It's not too unseasonably warm, but with our unseasonably warm pattern that we've had this past week, We have been incredibly dry, especially for the month of November and even last October. We saw really dry weather, warm temperatures. That all paired together is just a recipe for disaster. And Eastern Kentucky is really seeing the wake of that. And we actually have some burn bans in our region too. And that's really because of these warmer temperatures that's causing this drier air, and that we just can't seem to get any relief in terms of rain. And as you look, we see today still trace precipitation, even for the month, less than an inch of rain, and that's just really uncommon for this time of the year. We saw a low of 35, so you probably were scraping off the frost off the windshield this morning. But if we look at our 24-hour planner, tonight temperatures are going to continue to drop. We're going to see 56 degrees at 8 p.m. And as we head overnight, we're going to stay in the lower 50s, even drop into the 40s and 30s by 7 a.m. next morning. And so you want to keep that defrost on, probably give yourself some extra time as you head out the door tomorrow morning. And tomorrow around noon, we're going to have high temperature around 66 degrees, warmer than today, but those temperatures are going to be changing coming up this week and into your weekend. If we look at our 36-hour, we'll see where that cold front is going to be making its way across the area, and it's going to be bringing us some rain chances too along with it. And not to mention a very big cold blast of air. That's going to be in the way of this weekend. So if you have any plans for this weekend, you're going to want to keep those jackets and sweaters handy, especially those scarves, because not to mention is it going to be cold, it's going to be very windy as well. But for tonight, we're going to see 42 degrees, mostly clear under cool skies. Winds are calm. And that, since they are clear skies, temperatures could even drop into the upper 30s for tonight, which also could help to bring that frost in those windshields and along with those plants, so keep those outdoor plants safe too. And tomorrow, mostly sunny, a bit warmer, about 66 degrees, so keep those sunglasses handy too. And if you look at your 7-day forecast, we're going to see temperatures even top out into the upper 70s, possibly even 80 by Friday, but as that cold front pushes through, it's going to usher in some much cooler air by Saturday and Sunday, a high of 46 degrees and a low of 28. So guys, it's going to stay chilly. Keep those jackets handy. I'll have more coming up later.
Jessica, thank you. Last weekend, T3, a local triathlon club, hosted a race on WKU's campus.
Welcome back to News Channel 12. Senior Day on the Hill marked the final regular season home game for many Hilltoppers. Senior Ace Wales ended his home career with 121 yards on the day, along with this score, giving him 18 rushing touchdowns on the season. Mike White didn't let all the seniors have all the fun, as he threw for 4 touchdown passes, including this pass to Nicholas Norris. Coach Braum says an all-around team performance got the win on the day.
We took some shots, we hit them. Taiwan did an outstanding job getting deep. We protected, we threw it accurate, and when you hit those plays and you create stops on defense, you got the momentum on your side. And we really, like I said, we shut them down. Our defense really was dominant, and we've got guys that are playing well. They play hard, they play tough. They want to win. They understand the importance of getting better each and every week, and they have fun doing it, so I'm very proud of them.
We can finally say the Rick Stansberry era has officially begun at WKU, and it started with a win. The Tops took control from the outset, jumping out to a 17-4 lead in the first 10 minutes, a lead they extended to 17 at the break. The second half was much of the same, with the Tops continuing to pull away, stretching their lead to 23 points with 3 minutes left. Alabama State wouldn't go away quietly, closing the final 3 minutes on a 12-2 run, but the Tops would hang on for a 79-66 victory. Now, Coach Michelle Clark-Hurd and the Lady Tops basketball team do one thing, and that's win. The game against Alabama A&M was no different. This game marked the official return of senior Micah Jones, and she led the charge. The team matched a program record 13 three-pointers made in this game. Throughout the game, the Tops were one step ahead of the Lady Bulldogs, and it showed on the scoreboard. Final score, Tops 96, Bulldogs 32. Coach Clark-Hurd just wanted her team to focus on getting better throughout the game.
At halftime, challenging, our team is the most important thing, challenging them so we can not play the score, but to get better. And that's exactly what I felt like we got better in the second half, and we just need to continue to keep doing the things so, the tempo can keep going and we can get better, because at the end of the day, it's just one game, and we're trying to prepare for, the next game and the next game after that.
Now, if any other team on campus knows how to win, it's Travis Hudson's volleyball squad. The Tops went into the final regular season match of the year looking to go undefeated in conference play. Despite a rocky start, which saw the Tops face 5 set points in the first set, the ladies pulled out a set number 1, 29-27. The Tops got back to business in set number 2 and ran away with a 25-18 set victory. The third frame was a little bit tighter, but the Tops pulled it out with a 25-22 win to cap an undefeated conference season. Up next, the conference tournament where the ladies are seeded first. Now that's all the time I have for sports tonight. For your full rundown of all WKU and Warren County sports, tune in to the Extra Point Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on News Channel 12. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tyler. Stay tuned. We've got Jessica for our final look at weather.
Welcome back. Now, while some protest, others turn to comedy for relief. Pictures of President Obama and Vice President Joe Biden are flooding social media. They show fake conversations between the two about how to mess with President-elect Donald Trump. This one here has Biden wanting to put whoopee cushions under the White House chairs before Trump moves in. It has over 13,000 retweets. Now, Jessica Dobson joins us for a final look at our forecast. Jessica?
You know, guys, it's been really chilly this morning, but, you know, we're going to see a warm up by the afternoon hours, and keep those jackets handy by this weekend. You know, you could see some changes in your plans.
Well, folks, that's all the time that we have for tonight, and it's our final NC12 show of the semester. Thanks for choosing News Channel 12 for your source.
Have a good night, all.